Welcome back to Buzz on Vets. I'm your host, Captain Rick Hoffman. We're here at Veterans United. Thank you again, Ron, for being the host today. Now, this beer that you've given me is very tasty.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it.
So Scout Dog 44.
Scout Dog 44,
yeah,
okay.
It's an amber. It's really an alt-style beer from the Düsseldorf area of Germany. But it's named after the 44th Infantry Platoon, which was in Vietnam. It was the Scout Dogs platoon. And one of my friends, John Burnham, served in that platoon. And he actually went on to raise funds for the National Monument to Dog Handlers that's out in Lackland Air Force Base.
Well done. It's a very delightful drink.
Oh,
Thank you very much. Megan, welcome again. How's everything been since I last saw you?
It's been fabulous. It's been a long time, Rick. I had a busy weekend doing the first ever Sanford Kart Fest.
Okay.
In Sanford, Florida for Golf Cart TV this past weekend. It was awesome.
Okay. Phil, welcome back. How's everything in red, white, and blue?
Oh, it's great. It's great. I went down to Daytona this weekend, rode in my first regatta. So both of my kids row. So the goal is to get one of them to row with me eventually. They said I have to get past her.
Okay. And our guest today is Tony Kimmanee. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much for joining. United States Marine Corps.
Hurrah. Semper Fi.
Sergeant Major.
Master Sergeant.
Master Sergeant. I've gotten that wrong. It's 50-50. I've gotten it wrong roughly 100% of the time. Well, welcome aboard. Tell us, now, you knew each other at the Naval Academy?
We did.
Senior enlisted leadership there?
We were.
Well, tell me a little bit about that experience.
Oh, it was really fun. In order for me to get that, I would have to serve as a drill instructor for the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Once I did that, I was able to apply for the MY course, and they allowed me to go to the Naval Academy. And that's where I kind of met Phil, the Naval Academy. And I got to understand how the Academy works as well. So it was really fun. Probably my favorite tour in my whole Marine Corps career, and my family's as well.
Well, again, Annapolis, tough place to live.
Oh, yeah.
And the Naval Academy is just such an incredible place to work. I did not go to school there, but I've been drinking there many times. So tell me a little bit more about your service.
Well, I joined the Marine Corps pretty much a year after I got out of high school. I decided to, the recruiter came to me 3 times, and I turned him down all 3 times. I think the 4th time I decided, you know what, I'll go ahead and join. Both of my brothers are in the Marine Corps as well. I went to boot camp at Parris Island, and then from there I went to Miramar, and from Miramar I went to the Pentagon, and I was there during 9/11. After the Pentagon, I went to be a drill instructor back down to South Carolina, Parris Island, South Carolina. Then I went to Japan about a year unaccompanied, came back to Miramar, and then basically from Miramar to the Academy to Quantico to Louisiana, where I retired out of Louisiana to come here to Jacksonville.
And so now you work for Chick-Fil-A.
Yes.
And what do you do for Chick-fil-A?
I'm one of the directors. There's a couple of directors at Chick-fil-A. I'm one of the directors at Chick-fil-A South Mandarin.
Okay. Well, good. It's funny because the Chick-fil-A that's at Town Center, because all the Chick-fil-A's are owned by different proprietors for the most part, right? But the one that's in their headquarters is a little office condo right next door to mine. So I get Chick-fil-A about once a month or so. Come by I'll see the delivery guy come by and say, "Hey, what do you got going on?"
It's definitely our pleasure.
Well, Chick-fil-A it's an interesting place to work. I read a very interesting article a while back. The screening process for the folks who get the franchises is extensive.
It is very.
And the standards at Chick-fil-A are really an industry standard that's very, very difficult to meet. So congratulations to you.
Oh, thank you.
So talk a little bit about transitioning from the Marine Corps, where Uniform Code of Military Justice insists that you're a good leader regardless of your skill set, and transitioning into the civilian economy where you're having to actually lead.
It was kind of difficult because when I transitioned, it was during the middle of COVID. So I came here right in the middle of COVID. It was very hard to get a job because everyone was like either getting laid off, or whatnot. And I believe it or not, I originally applied at Starbucks as a manager at Starbucks. I wanted to stay away from DOD because I did 24 years in the military. I was like, let me stay away from DOD. And I knew that my leadership skills is needed for more of the younger guys now that are coming in the workforce and I think they needed the guidance. So I joined Starbucks, and then about a year in, I left Starbucks, and one of the ladies that worked with my wife, or knew my wife, I should say, said that, with his talent, with his demeanor, with his mannerism, he's a people person, he ought to think about going to Chick-fil-A. So I applied at Chick-fil-A, and here I am.
Well, congratulations. I don't think people, for the most part, understand how young the men and women who are serving today at sea or in the air, wherever, how young they really are. I think the Navy, the median age is still like 23 or 24, largely unchanged since World War II.
Yeah.
I think the Marine Corps is the same way.
Yes, sir.
You're dealing with young people. But, I also, every time I read an article about the youth of today, I say, oh, they don't know the kids I know. Yeah. They don't know I spent some time this weekend with the daughters of a young man who's seeing my older daughter, and 15, 16 years old. They're STEM magnet schools. They're in sports. They're focused. I mean, it's just I still feel very positive about the young men and women who are coming through, who are going to take, not all of them are going to take leadership positions, and that's okay. But the ones that do and the ones that will, I think they're being well prepared for this. Lon, you got any questions for Tony today?
So what was probably the most difficult for you in the transition process, going from Marine Corps into civilian?
I think the most difficult thing is being in a leadership position where I was as a master sergeant, pretty high up in the rank structure in the military. It was hard because you have to be humble. And when you come to the civilian world, you can't just assume you're going to get that high paying job or just the higher role. And I just, asked God for help. And I think that was the hardest part for me was I needed to humble myself and know that, hey, take a maybe a smaller position and then eventually move up. And that's kind of what I did. I kind of started from the ground up at Chick-fil-A and worked my way up.
That's great.
In a way, I felt better that way because I earned the trust of everybody that worked there, and also the trust of all the leadership there as well. So
good. Yeah, I totally agree. I think you got to start at the bottom and learn your way up, and sometimes taking one step back is going to get you those 2 steps forward, as they said. Yeah.
And there were days that I thought of myself like, I'm better than this, but that's where God humbled me, and He made me rise, and I'm very grateful for that, and I'm blessed to have gone from the bottom all the way back up, kind of like the way when I did, as when I was in the military.
Yeah. Oh, great. That's good.
I think that's an excellent point we'll make for our team here. Very often, whole retired Navy captain is convinced that he can contribute at the same level without having had any of the experience necessary to lead a civilian organization that may have a specific niche in industry or specific niche in manufacturing or whatnot. I had this conversation a few years back where the captain was getting ready to retire. He said, "Well, I'm going to ask for this number." I said, "What makes you think you're worth that?" Well, leadership. Every company I've ever talked to thinks they're fine with that leadership business. They think they're doing fine. So you can't come in and say, "Well, you need my leadership," without having some ability to say, "You need my skill sets here because I've been studying it from inside." So anyway, Tony, thank you so much for coming.
Sure.
And team, thank you so much. One quick question I'm supposed to ask. We just celebrated our 250th anniversary. Yep. The word liberty is very important. Talk for 30 seconds or so.
Liberty, I mean, liberty is not something that should be taken for granted. I think it's through all of us who served. We're standing in harm's way, and then the folks in the fleet or out in the field are making the sacrifices today to preserve that liberty and freedom that everyone cherishes. So never forget that.
To me, it means having the freedom to do and be what you want to be. And so many of us don't value our rights as Americans. And serving in the military, it makes you really understand there's a price for our freedom. And thank you for all of us for our service, because it could turn tomorrow.
Bill, America is the only place in the world where it doesn't matter where you come from, you get to choose where you want to be, and who you want to be. So no matter how hard your upbringing was or what challenges you faced, you get a choice in the direction you get to go. And I think that's beautiful.
Okay. I wouldn't say the only nation on earth, but there are lots of places that are freer than America. Okay, we are the most incarcerated nation on earth, as an example. But I think it's important that we spend our time defending liberty facing outward. I think now is a very important time to be thinking about preserving our liberty looking inward. That's the only politics I get into tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
When they leave us for battle, we await their return. When their embrace is gone, we imagine them with us. Some don't come back. We grieve. Some come back hurting. We help. Heroes survive. We honor them. Heroes fall. We remember them. 150,000 veterans live in Jacksonville. We serve them. We're the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, City of Jacksonville. Because of them, our light never dims.